and offices.
Tumazene tuyingirawo, sorry for keeping you waiting. Mutusasire naye tutuse for another exciting episode of Friday. Omanyi Friday is one of those that I know you're always there waiting for. You know who we have today, don't you? If you don't, in a few I will be telling you ani. Gotuleze muvubuka muto mbula kaleve nkuwa hint. Muvubuka muto mbula kalevu muwanvu si muddugavu ali awo, you will see. Jamal Semakula, happy birthday from your mom Hindu Muganwa. Okay, and then birthday greetings going out to Mukama Nyamba Serabira. Yes, dear Lydia, may your birthday be as special as you are to me. May it bring favor, love, and strong relationship in all the years to come. Happy birthday, my dear. All best wishes from Bestie Justin to Shabe Lydia Carl Nyachibale. Happy birthday, Lydia. Okay, I think that's it. Happy birthday to all of you. Abazaalibwa olunaku olwaleero nga 5 Ogwokubiri. Nze Farida nkwaniriza oliko MwasuzeMutya. Yes, Allan Pyre, Momomanyiga Allan Tonix is in the house. Tugenda kuba tugezako okumutegeera. Naye basooka tuwe akayimba, just like we always do. Otegeere who exactly we have. Which one do you want to give us? Good morning, Happy New Year. Welcome to MwasuzeMutya.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here. So, basundemu ku kiti.
Chitu. Chawedde.
Kali wakoyagala.
Kusande. Obo tudire mukalike mwasooka beera nange akaba.
Bonna nsobola obbukuba kati ko oyagala.
Tujukize mukalike beera nange.
Mwana kwe oli mwechama oli wenkulaba omutima gwange kutuka emisinde
ulira amavoko
sabo chimanye baby ti otalinze emera fa onkwatako netuzina kwana manyancho sangute onkwatako netuzina kwana manyaye wampangulata baby pensavo bere nange kubanga there's something about you baby there's something about you baby pensavo bere nange
oh
there is something about you baby I don't know what but there is something about you.
Okyali munno Tonix. Oba otandika butandisi?
Tandika butandisi.
How are you?
Not bad.
Nsanyusa okulaba. You know it's the first time I'm seeing you physically.
Oh yeah.
Okulaba mu video, bujjo simanyi mbuno olina muwanvu nga ndoza camera tricks era nga bibatera otukola.
N'abantu abangi bwe bansinkana, you know, in person bagamba, kayigwe ng'oli muwanvu ndowooza mu video they make cut short so abatuliraanye andi kati osanga ku shooting oli muwanvu nnyo
nga vixen mumpi
extra vixen bonna kati
balina okukakanya kolikana kato ka baby bakuzaala mbara
kiri muto nnyo naye era lwakuba I think otandika career ng'okyali muto nnyo. That's what happened.
Bakumanyirawo nga baby Gloria. Paka kati talikula. Okay. Yeah. You're from Barra, right?
Yes.
Where
Born
exactly?
and raised. I was Barra town, a place called Kacheka. That's where I'm born.
Wavayo bagagaboka. Sicho?
Nedda. Wavayo ababuli kika.
Okay. Ko wakula olunda ente ozimanyi?
Yeah.
Oba ente zaabali ali abenyamitanga.
Naye ate ani kati awo balinga mu town. So kati era wali ekyalo kati yali wozaala muzeeyi.
Naye wagendanga.
Omanyi okulunda? Okulunda ente si kizibu.
Kimanyi.
Kimanyi.
Wazirondako oyinza okuba okiraba mu firimu.
No. Twazirondako ffe twakula n'ente.
Okay.
It's part of the culture. So
Okay, you're the firstborn?
second.
Out of?
Second born out of 5. We were 6, but we lost, someone
Sorry.
as recently as 2016, actually.
Yali akuze?
Yali akuze, she's a girl. We lost her to heart disease.
Oh, how old?
She was around 16.
Sorry.
It was a really sad time in my life, actually. Our 2016 and series on the music scene. There was a lot of stuff because the Arwalo Kumale Bang, then Miaka, Kati ogwo mwaka 2015-2016 yabeerera ddala obubi ennyo nnyo. I mean, twalebweru nemukomyawo, but she had like 3 operations throughout her life. Naye era nga biri so complicated ne bituuka abasawo ne bagamba omanyi kati abantu ab'ebizibu nga buno tebatera kulwawo kula kusussa myaka nga 2 era mukola mutya. So lwakuba nti oluusi basereba abamu we don't like putting our private affairs out there, so
is the low moments.
Exactly. So people ask, hey, naye ng'osirika nnyo sirise nnyo kimwaka guno biri. So it's not always easy to come out and put your things out there. So you deal with it in house with family.
So some time back.
Among other things. There was a lot going on in my life. That was like one of the highlights, Okay. So ngansirika busiri simply abogezi,
Bali bakwogerera omanyi twogera ffe.
Okay, we were funny, sibanenya, because all they know is what they see on TV and social media. So sibanenya. But I think like that's true. So yeah.
Sorry, I think you're stronger now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I came out stronger, and also, like I always say, it's good to know that artists also have that, or celebrities have that other side of life. Katiba chiri joli oluso kusala I want to expose this, or ncheterekere, yeah.
Okay, she was the last born?
Yeah, she was the second last born. Yeah.
Okay, may her soul rest in peace.
Amen to that.
Okay. Wali mwana kika kimokula. Ndabikira kuba calm.
Yeah, actually, kati nze abasoma nange baba so surprised that I'm
an artist.
It's double-edged because I remember when I tuli mu primary school, secondary school, kati ng'ebintu bya drama MDD nga batukaka bukasi obikola nga tebitunyumira
nga tobyagala oba
nga traditional nga mugende twazina amagunju ne tuzina biki ne tuyimba biki naye nga we just have to do it for drama competitions.
Yeah. School curriculum.
So everybody did that. So it was really nothing special. Then those who knew me from like my primary school.
Where was that?
I did my primary school in Bara. Yes.
So
I did Boma Primary School, I think from P1 to like P4. Then I did Bara Preparatory School, that was like from P5 to P7. Yeah, but nalinyo chebaita geek.
Geek. Ekikoke kizungu.
Geek nickname y'abantu abalinyo mu byokusoma.
Bookworm.
Bookworm. So I wasn't into sports. I wasn't into
music.
No, not really. I was just
Maybe nebyabana okubera ne walkie talking nga tebobavaako. You were not that.
No, nali musajja wa bitabo nnyo. Nga ntera okubeera nga ndi prefect, class monitor, head boy, things like that.
Ondabikira okubanga ekikoke ekizungu kibeeraawo kiina ekyejo nekigamba lie down nekikaaba even before the stick hits them.
Yeah, so it's a really surprising thing. Now, of course, tekabulamu, because I think I remember in my upper primary, much as nali geek, it was those times whereby nga teacher bwafuluma
ngokolamu kufujjo
nga tukolamu kufujjo nga batuwa mu
era ng'omwana growing up.
Yeah, true. So there was an inclination to music. As a Nakwa, I remember we used to dance Lingala. It's amazing how environment and music changes so much, you know? Yeah, so the hints as artistry, zali subtle. I think I really took to music when I went to Budo for my P7 vac. Wanga mu P7 vac yange nali njuke nazanya nnyo video games. And my mom would say, you know, kuva mu nyumba, obera nnyo mu nyumba, because you don't play sports. You go with your friends. Ngazanya video game computer. Naye nga siwulira kati.
Mwe mwana ne video game ebiseera ebyo.
Zaaliwo.
Mwe mwali baana babagagga.
Zaaliwo. Ngoli interested. So.
Ffe twekubiranga dduulu waffe tetulina gafa.
Dduulu yaliwa. Actually, dduulu saamuzannya nnyo. Juke yakyali outdoor person. Naye bakyali bange bali bazannya nnyo dduulu. Naye nga siri muntu waabweru. Ndi nnyo kitabo munda video game ki ng'ebyo ng'ebyo. So maama wange n'agamba kati kwate
gifulu misigo wagizimba.
N'agamba, oh, twagala, you don't want to go out and play in the touch with your friends, and n'agamba kati, because my mom plays guitar, so my P7 vac n'agamba kankuyigirize endongo kati beera mu nyumba, but do something else apart from computer, TV, movies and video games, do something else. Okay. So that's how I adopted.
Yali akikulabyemu oba ye kyeyalaba n'agamba omwana
those
naye nga simbu, you were interested in music or playing all the time when you're
I wasn't really interested because I didn't know how to play. Naye nga bulijjo mama wange nga bulijjo azannya guitar ye. So twakula nga tugiraba naye nga tetubifaako nnyo. And in fact among all my siblings nze zekka yakola ki picking up that from my mom.
N'abala yagibawanga ne bazannyamu and they nebalemu okutegeera.
I think
over they just choose to take different paths.
Kati jjukira bo tebalina that issue I had of not being an outdoors person. But they were always going outdoors, you know, playing soccer, playing pool, doing whatever. So there was really no need. Nenze yachikola because of that nti mbeera nnyo ku TV ne ku video game ayagala nve ku
TV.
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually no picking an interest immediately.
Picking an interest, you know. So when I went to Budo, King's College, in S1, nga twalinga, I think mu third term, ne bakola jazz band in guitars, bass guitars, drums. So they started picking out people who had a bit of talent. If you can play an instrument, if you can sing, that is how I got picked up. Ne Lillian, getwayimba naye vele nange, naye she was picked up as a vocalist. Yes. So right from S1. So Katiao, then I nurtured the guitar skill through S1, S2, and S3. And, you know, have rehearsals. We put up small shows at school, and you know.
Erango geek.
Yeah, well,
ochigenda chivaamu
mpola mpola.
Ochamuse giteku chamudde.
Nzikira basombesa bali batera onda parents nga bagamba muzeyi wange nti mwana ono atinga so much time nti abeera mu band room akuba guitar ye biki twakola ku bintu ebirala.
Kati concentration ne ku bitabo generally
I was no longer a geek per se. Yeah, I was
yenga kulubaawo kukwatirako. The classes was attending.
Definitely. You've had to do a balancing act. So I believe our level AO, that is where I think if I had gone to a different school, maybe it might not have happened. Most likely, kubanga sinti buli wamu osangayo that kind of culture, music into which just sangayo ebivuga and they give you that kuba training, kuba mentoring, sinti buli wamu. So yeah, I think Budo played quite a big role in developing.
Wali ozze ne guitar oba ku band okuba equipment yonna baagigula?
Of course, kati kusoma twali tusobola kujja ne instruments. Guitar yange nagireka waka nali kisuubira nali manyi kati ekyo byadde bya vacation biwedde kati katudde ku kitabo. Naye nensanga nti okay, neno gyebiri. So it was a good surprise.
Mwali mufuna concerts?
Arranging concerts. A lot of the time we used to play like in fellowship, you know, in the evenings. I got a lot of training on fellowship, some gospel songs, doing those. I think I developed a lot of vocals kubanga omanyi mu fellowship and church muli bamu abayimbi abakugu so nga batu guiding nga batu training vocal training and all that. So by the organ of it from S1 to S4, that's a long time. Really cool, you know, mentorship and training and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wachifuna mulino funa love yacho oba wachikola
yeah,
part of the school program.
I think our ngabo many teenage by that time we picked interest in music, in contemporary music. I remember I was always watching East Africa TV, watching the TV shows. Now we've picked interest in contemporary music.
Mulaba straka mwezi. WBS.
Ngatulaba TV, ngatulaba bayimbi. Kati ng'oluusi tugezaako ne betulabe nga tugenda tubigezesa bikuba. Even producing music, making beats. I remember abantu nga DJ Brand on NTV. Twali naye mu band by the way. Ng'akuba engoma.
Nga naye ali buddo?
Yes.
Ojiwo?
Yeah,
DJ Brand. Obinga mulina mu same class?
No, he was I think a class lower than me.
Lower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's actually so interesting at Okulavanti. When I see DJ Brian playing with the so Okulavanga DJ, it was not a surprise. Kubanga as you kidamu band, yali ayagala okukola ki okuba engoma drums. He was a very good drummer. So it's no surprise that now he's a DJ.
Era naye agamba kana ako nakalabirawo ajja kubendongo.
Yeah. So it was a really interesting time to
waberayo all through your high school?
Naberayo from Form 1 to Form 4. After Form 4 nagenda nenzirayo Embara. Kubanga muzeeyi wange yali Obi-Wan Tare. So ngayagala for me to get that experience. So then I went to Ntare School in Embara for A level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not that you didn't perform well.
No, nali ina nechifeewo ddo.
Oh, he wanted you closer to him.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think it was good because the culture yamasomero get very different. Because at Budo I used to be dropped in first term. At the beginning of the term and picked up to school.
Oh, wali mudde? No,
like oyingire somero term ngetandise. Nga bakudropinga. Nga bakupinga term ngewedde.
Emyezi 3 miramba atozeeko waka.
Exactly.
At a visitation.
Okay, they'll come and visit you, yeah. But now you see, at Ntare it was different.
Nga muvayo weekend?
Ajugire kisaawe ky'omupiira ekyantadde tekiri mu ssomero munda. Kiri some distance away.
Gy'olaga ndabaye.
So, nga buli lunaku, after classes, nfuluma essomero, nengenda ku kisaawe, nfiirako mu town.
Gamba n'entoloka.
No, si kutoloka. Legally. Nti buli game time you know genda kisaawe kiri bweru w'essomero. So, buli Kawungeezi mufuluma essomero. You know? Kakati so anogendako ewaka.
Naye nga mwina curfew. By this time you should be.
By saawa emu mwina okuba at school. Gende for dinner and preps.
Wali okuba omupiira?
I was never really into sports. The only sport I actually was into in all level was rugby. Zanyako rugby and some basketball. Naye soccer, I was not so much into soccer. Yeah.
Tebukufaanana.
What will you get?
Yes, takufaanana soccer. Okay, so Ntare, ogambye akayimba kamu akasooka mbeera nange mwakayimba mu vacation.
Yeah.
Ne Lilian.
Because Ntare yampa opportunity understanding that there is an industry, because at that time, that was around 2005, 2006, good enough, Ngoni, they were trending so much. Ate baleta sound yali so different ku music twali tuwulira wa bulijjo, kubanga waliwo music ku twali tuwulira wa Uganda, naye nga as youth, as teenagers, it's not the kind of music that was appealing to us. Twali tuwuliriza nnyo ebyebweru, njuga twali tuwuliriza nnyo ogopa DJs, Omanyi, a lot of Kenyan music basically, and people like Peter Miles, Blue 3, Juliana. I think those were the influence. Michael Ross, those are the people were listening to a lot.
Rabadaba.
So, kati mu A level, Ngoni came with like a fresh sound that was different. So, ndikudigi. Kati anoto ndiko okulaba nti, you know, I started picking interest in the Ugandan music industry because now I was hearing like ekintu kigenda kikyuka.
Kage oyaganye ebigunda.
Kikyuka. Kati sound yali, sound bamukyusamu quality nga kati atandika okumpatisana n'ebyabalala. Kati nga bw'owulira Uganda music, Kenya music, Tanzania music, kati n'owulira nga ne Uganda ate. It's now competing, you know, so it gave us hope that, you know, this is something viable.
Naye yo tebakuwa chance to play your instruments nga bwe kyali ebudde.
Ati kati madengama kati ntale tebyaliyo. Ebya band ebya gita tebyaliyo.
Nobeera nnyo ku radio, obeera owuliriza.
Kati mpuliza radio. Naye kati omukisa gukyampa nti kati I started identifying like recording studios eziri Mbarara.
Wakitwala serious bwotyo.
Because now I was curious.
Talent ke wowulira mu ggwe.
I'm curious kati njagala nange kukola ekyange kubanga ati ndabye nti waliwo abakola ebyakabi, which is more like
ogambe mwali mwina concerts abayimbi ne bajja ne babayimbira oba just byamwe ne mwemayimingira
entire.
Was it there both
at Budo we had I remember we had quite a lot of concerts actually now that you mention it. Blue 3 had come, Juliana, Ragadi, Toolman Chibalama, I remember we first saw him and it was an interesting thing. Kawesi, of course Bebe Cool when he had the Maisha album, and I was crazy about that Maisha album. I was really a big fan of Bebe Cool. So yeah, those were some of the influences. And now about to inspiring, you know, naye ate Ntale yo tebyaliyo. Sijjukira muyimbi yenna. Remember Ntale is a single school first of all. Naye kati yo yampa a different exposure anti kati. Ali solo fuluma Akawungeezi nengendako nenonya wali recording studios maybe ezikola ne churches or something. And start getting experience in studio, you know, babikola batya, get hands on, try out, start meeting DJs. That's when I first met DJs. Know that okay, the music kati sikuba mu club, also you know get. So kati nenta niko club aside ate endala nnyo ng'ovudde ku jukira buddo kati nalimu so much live music, guitars and keyboards and drums. Kati ate ntale nengenda kati mu kintu kya recording studio kumanya nti music ayina ogenda ku radio ti baliwo ba DJ nabo play a part. And so by the time Palm Awards did their Western launch, I think that was 2000 Palm was 2005 or 2006. Jukira bagikola ku waliwo a place called Vision Empire Club, and it was a street bash. Abalesa abayimbi bonna nali mpulira kati nga nze nanyini club yali afuuse ekyali wange through the DJ.
Which what are your clubs here?
At that time,
what is that place called?
Yali bagita Vision Empire. Kati oyo kafuka yali ekyali wange. So bwe bajja bamulindwa ngamba kafuko gayi gwe tonerabira ate.
Oyagala okujja
njagala nange
obasonere guitar.
I want, because remember I've been in the studio doing my would-think things. Fake as they might have been.
That's what I didn't hear. So when you were convincing I can sing.
Yeah.
Your mom go ujjeko kusuna guitar yali ayimba? No.
Yeah, I think like ngabu nange bwe nakifuna ebuddo. Kwange my mom, she went to Mary Hill. She went to Toro Girls and Mary Hill High School. Kati bongeze nako, I think it was part of curriculum nga baba igiriza some instrument. Oh, I think that time they used bali bafuna abasomesa okuva direct wa England nga bebajja ne baba igiriza. Ngera olaba nemufanya ebyo abasomesa baba abangi bali bazungu. Kati nga baba igiriza zi guitar, baba igiriza zi piano. I think after those things were not really there in our times. So yeah, so kati ndozo olabe enjawulo ya the influence of the two different schools. Whereby
bali bakuyigiriza bano ne bakuwa njite exposure, bakuwa time to go and explore.
Exactly. That's
so
how I say.
So Palm Awards batuuka.
Ogamba
ono mukwano go DJ takwerabira. Oyagala opportunity to.
Namugamba kubanga you remember Palm Awards used to, when they would do the launches, they had a very good strategy for developing talent actually. If you think about it, until we work again and they launch, abayimbi be bagenze nabo, first of all, like the established artists, they are paid and facilitated and also to promote their work. But everywhere they go, they identify upcoming artists from those regions, you know, and they give them platform, giving opportunity abantu okulaba talent.
Actually, that's where we got is Agatha Kafoko from.
Yes.
Pamawat.
True. So Pamawat is how I also met Ngoni. Good enough backstage.
Ngoli fan.
I was a crazy fan, and they used to do something beautiful because if you're on the playlist, they wouldn't know how they do sometimes these days in Bukwawula, Mwabanini, the upcoming. They would all put you in the same, so long as you qualify in the list here.
How did you qualify to be on the list?
Well,
I
had made friends in the industry. The decision makers and some of the people bebe uzangako. Nengate ne mu studio I used to experiment a lot, you know, and so I had some songs. They were unknown, but they were there, and I got chance to perform them, fake as they might have been. However, ntine identifying raw talent is how I should say. Until you can identify omuntu wema ndikatono bomfunira studio enungi nafuna sound enungi asolo kola kintu ekyakabi, and I think that's what happened with Good Enough and AD. Na ye ne bangama naye kati onosooka omaliriza eki okusoma jatukubira ng'oli mu vac.
Wali mu 6 over 5?
I think I was in Form 5 third term.
Did your parents know you were doing something behind their back?
No, but well, my mom used to see me now on the computer, not playing games anymore, but making beats, Fruity Loops, Chibala. Abali in the production world, bajimanyi Chibala.
Chibala is what?
It's a software called Fruity Loops. Tujita Chibala mu Uganda. It's one of those very easy to use software calling Oma. So abantu abanji ba producer, I think like majority of them, but gwe batandikira okuyiga. So that's what I used to do. Nenga mami tijita bitegera nenga yangamba okay kole bintu byo kasole ta report ngeri muchi omulamwa kyekikulu
yali akyali ku mulamwa report
ngeri kiriya netaba ku mulamwa
nga kiboko
bali basabula bazibu you know.
So ne bakugamba
so
ojja kusobola
abana
okay
bagamba soko some
mu bufunze bagamba okyabulamu onaba next year. Okay, katugende tuwumulemu.
Okay,
tulabe, how did that treat you? Did it push you further or wagamba maybe this is not for me?
True.
Okay, Allan Tonix is who we have today. We bali kwekomera ku NTV and Spark TV. Tuwumulemu tobao.
Imagine a delightful sweetness like no other. A taste of real fruit with every drop. A taste of nature. Craving that real fruit experience? Drink Teju Juice. Teju is a natural fruit drink that's carefully made from locally grown fruits to deliver that refreshing Ugandan natural fruit taste. Teju produces both natural ready-to-drink juice and concentrates. Get Teju now available in all supermarkets and dukas. Teju fruit juice and concentrate are products of Soroti Fruits Limited. Teju, the real fruit experience.
This new year, we're about to take things to the next level.
Things are about to get cray-cray.
Whoa, okay.
And that's important because
When you upgrade your package, DSTV will step you up to the next highest package.
That's a lot.
Step up to more of the quality sport, movies, series, local, and kid shows. Upgrade your DSTV package and get stepped up to the next highest package.
I'm Dr. Mirembe, and this is the NMS Health Moment. Malaria remains Uganda's leading cause of death, especially in children under 5. Yet there are ways to prevent it. Use insecticide-treated bed nets for you and your family. Pregnant women should always sleep under treated mosquito nets and take anti-malaria drugs to protect both mother and child. Getting rid of stagnant water, clearing bushes from around your house, and planting lemongrass can all reduce the number of mosquitoes nearby. Prevention is better than cure. Be responsible. Live healthy.
This health tip is brought to you by National Medical Stores with support from the Ministry of Health. NMS, passionate about your life.
This is the story of nearly 4 million women living in Uganda. Their mornings start a lot earlier than any other member of their household. The beckoning sound of duty comes before the cock's first crow. The first meal of the day for her working husband and school-going children must be made quickly in the silence of morning and the solitude of a dark kitchen, sometimes indoor, but for most, it's an outdoor encounter.
Ziri sigiri zintamye zino eza bulijjo nga mpulira zinkeesi zinywera amanda omukka gunyooka bwe manzi kumye nga ndaba ziyinza n'okufunamu obulwadde.
Unaware of the complications that come with constant exposure to such toxic fumes, these women find themselves living in danger of acquiring respiratory and cardiovascular complications.
Katonda yatwala obudde yakujuza bwe yamala yawummula ne maama wo teyakutuntuza ye tulina we wanuuka bwe yakola ebinene yakukola you're my malaika abakyala nga ffe abawalirira tebatera kusangika cause he made you completely for me. God made you perfectly, yeah. Bakutona kusande, bakumala, yeah. God made you on a Sunday, I made you right. Bakutona kusande, bakumala, God made you on a Sunday, I made you right, yeah. Uli kumacha mukwano manye oli mulungi kankyatuleje kyosabe kyapangule obankuba say we set the day obulungi bwo tebulinda tebulinda mukwano gundi buchika kubuchika cause he made you completely for me. God made you perfectly.
Tonix, that's enough. Oja tuka, your manifesto is very emotional.
No, I mean, when I'm playing guitar, it's amazing. It's like ngendamu planet endala. Nera bide echindiranye.
Kati wade wera dintu kumwasuzeMutya.
Msolo okuba nenkuba.
Ekiro tulo obera ngoli, for example, mu nga breakdown. Yeah, or to wait to get stressed, you just pull out your guitar.
Yeah,
it's therapy to you.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think everyone should have something like that. I can just play it, and once I'm playing, my mind just goes clear. I'm just me and the music, and everything else doesn't matter. It's a beautiful feeling. At never stage in Gojikuba, and you get into that kind of zone. You know, it's beautiful even for the performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kale tuddeyo entare.
Yeah.
So bakugamba soko mala kusoma no kana
Ngamba.
You forgot about music for some time.
Yeah, because of course.
Sigaro ogenda okunonya ba DJs ne.
I mean the good thing at yao jikira from 5 third term meaning the next year I was going to be in Form 6. So nacho chali chirungi. Tomanya maybe you know. So chali chirungi because I needed to concentrate, you know, Form 6 and finish up.
Ojjukira beba John beba londamu as fresh talent.
Sijukira bulungi.
Oba baakomaawo.
And kati now this was my personal networking as an individual. But I'm guessing there were others. Naye, I don't know. Ate jukira nti nekirala. There were other artists that wanted to do their thing from Barara, you know. But remember, since I had been to Budo and my Katinga Lillian, who I did Brian Enga with, that I wasn't trying to do my thing from there. Ne good enough to hear where yali, you know, decided I remember much in India. So, you know, to
what day Kampala?
Yes. So as soon as my S6 was, as soon as I finished my exams like this.
What about parents? Bachitegedeko? He has a
yeah.
music.
Nabagamba. Yeah. Actually, I forgot one detail which always keeps my mind. Because my mom is a born-again Christian. Kati O level, I think at around Form 2. Kati mama wange, when she used to come to school and she sees me playing the guitar in fellowship and what, yeah, and Twalaki was Steve Jean.
Hey.
A1 Studios. I remember because she really liked gospel music. She taught me the guitar. I remember Studios alikuwa Kesha Avenue. Everyone Studios. And we recorded some songs.
So cool. Mami yasanyuka to see you do this. Pick interest in it.
Yes, especially for gospel. So I had my friends. I think we had a clique. It was called C2C, Click to Christ.
So cool. Atabo wabajjawo. Mami yebakunganya ku kyalo.
No, Budo. Yeah, Budo. Through fellowship. Remember, we used to do music in fellowship.
C2C.
So yeah, I used to sing. They used to rap. There were 2 rappers. So we did like an album, like a 5-track album. But it was very, very urban. Very urban.
Yakomao.
Of course, ngabo banyika.
Mwajukwera wa Steve.
Twajikola was Steve. It was a very good experience as well with Steve, and Steve has been my friend since then. You can imagine. I remember that's when I first met DJ Bobby as well. Kubanga, at the time, I remember when we were recording, Stevie, yaita with DJ Bobby. Just to be in the studio, give some vibes, away your ideas and stuff. Then at that time, Gatusola Mania, Ndimu S2, I could not have imagined what this would mean in the future, where I will meet Steve again, or where I will meet DJ Bobby again in the future. Now, you can imagine inti okuva ngankola that gospel music with Steve Jean and DJ Bobby. The next time I saw DJ Bobby was in my Form 6 back. I think Form 6 back towards the beginning of first year campus. Because DJ Bobby yali DJ asoko kuzanya akayimba ko mu club, jukira mu club campus night. Yes.
Kacheri track ya, I mean album ya gospel, mwajiteka.
And that's the thing. When you call an album or doing a song, that's the easy part. That's the easy part. Yeah, because we used to listen to a lot of gospel music in high school. Rap, music. Do not tell me what I cannot do when I rap. I mean, there was a lot of influence from gospel music. So Nafe, we automatically took that line and said, "Katukole album." Steve Junior seconding. But of course, as you know, doing the music is just the one part. Promoting the music and what, that's that.
And it's the hardest.
True. I think I went in school and our parents were in support of us doing the gospel album. So we just did the album, gave it to our parents and our friends, basically.
So again, I go to airwaves. Nothing.
They didn't.
Okay. So mami what I'm shocking, aren't you? Were you picking too much interest in music? Ku A level?
No, she wasn't really surprised.
So katwa kulete Kampala mu vacation. Akulese kolachi to give you a mentor kind of yisemu.
No, of course there were many reasons. Of course I had to follow up. Remember after you've made your choices at level and stuff, the universities, you have to come to Makerere and go for. I initially, it's just that I was pushed. My choice would have been law. I wanted to be a lawyer. Nayenga bochimanyi I was even for their scientists. Yeah, so they really wanted me to be a scientist as well, which is why they insist on, you know, physics and math and
what color combination?
PEM art, physics, economics, math, and art. So, but my preference would have been law, but I think I will be money.
History, economics, Luganda.
Which they gave me at Budo. Budo, I got an arts course.
They gave you hell? As in
they gave me,
literature?
I think it was it Heg D or, because of my combinations, when I hear the combinations guys are doing these days, it's different. Yeah, I think it was like Heg D.
Sizala artists. So kati kuyuni ne bakuwaje?
Kuyuni I was given a BIB, Bachelor of International Business. That's my career. So,
MOBS.
Yeah, MOBS. So I was in the Makerere intake. Remember they used to do 2 intakes, MOBS intake, Makerere intake. Yeah, so
But vacation.
Vacation.
To do better than
I come to Clyde, you know, just chilling in vacation, as you know, hanging with friends, but also now I was more into the computer music, making beats, cutting, because they would track. Now I'm writing songs, so the tracks I'm making. Finally, I call up AD. I first called up Lillian, of course. I said, man, there's this song. I met these guys in back, you know. They told me we should go to the studio. But, sili confident, tugende fenna mpelekera ko wakiri. Akayimba, tukakole fenna.
Go wake wandikira.
Yeah, Lillian was game. So Lillian came, we went through the song. And time came.
Na ye yali to direction ya music. Oba ye yabikola ku somero, that was it. Nero kwa naturally talented.
Well,
vocally.
Neither of us
switching on.
Neither of us really so used to each other, being in the band, having sung, performed together before at school in fellowship, having sung before, twali so used and free with each other, musically speaking. So Charlie Changunyo for her and I to get together. It wasn't complicated. And her parents were also very supportive of her doing the thing. I remember they even contributed in the studio fee we had to pay for to AD.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went and did the song. And after we did the song, Good Enough Studios, AD. But I remember when we first got there, because again, I beat Kangi, never can go over. Never can go over. Kagama jiro cha developing and I kabita kutija kakozesa, but we shall adopt it and, you know. Of course, he gave a bit of guidance, toned down the, because the heritage because is so urban. Nagama katumanyi. We know we go kuyimbida Ugandan audience. This is nice, but it's so urban. It will be hard for you to run with it. And because, you know, we respected, you know, AD so much, we just listened to whatever he said. We did whatever he said. So he said, reduce the English, put more Luganda. We did that. Said this track is too urban, bring it to Zug. We said, okay. And once the song was done, we went back home. Played it for our parents, our friends. It was nice. And then we chat. We chat going to write it to many. What happens next after you've done a song, however good it is. But that is why I give thanks to AD, because he did a lot. If it wasn't for him, I think he took it to the radios. I mean, he had the contacts. He must have. Yeah, so. Tuba tuliao, I've given the song to some of my people that I know, media people worldwide, to give me feedback, and some of them say the song is really nice, some of them say it's too urban. But now, the next stage, you know, genda now. Netugenda muzi radio, natwala akayimba. Naye nga batugoba, bagamba, bino tebijja kukola. Muyimbeyo nga Kamiri, tebijja kukola. Muyimbeyo nga
akayimba kamwe akali obviously beautiful.
Yeah, but you see, because at the time it was
anyway,
a new...
baby kato, katikano kayinza kuyimba.
I didn't sound yali mupya. It wasn't something people are used to. So, abasooka actually abangi, they all rejected the song. They say it was too urban. They say, Oluzungu lungi. I was like, we used to listen to Say It by Juliana back in like all levels. So how do you tell me that? But what choices we have? Until we had our breakthrough at, I think, Sanyu FM. It's a radio where we walked in, and as soon as they listened to the song, they said, this is what we're looking for.
I think because it was too urban.
Yes. Yes.
Because Sanyu is urban.
True. But they ran with it, and they gave it so much promotion. So much promotion.
No money, no nothing.
Sanyu FM never used to do payola. I think up to today, they're the radio
I know. As long as
you
meet the quality standards.
Yeah. Nenga bali bagoba nnyo nti wetolima nga lubi quality mubi oba bawulira nga bakugoba bagamba ddayo kola olulala iye yakalala. So I really appreciate it. So we knew, from then I knew that kati Sanyu yonjitegedde. I have to do good music.
Temwapowa.
Yeah.
Babagobanga wameka.
Sagala kwogera naye radio nyingi. Every station rejected except Sanyu.
Because Sanyu yalinga last resort.
Yeah, it was the last one we went to, and they accepted. But after they put the song and pushed it and put the Sanyu countdown for what, then the guys that had rejected, I think when they had people's reactions, then they called. I started saying, Kalia kayimba ke mwaleta, ke twagoba.
Tukadidemu.
Kale mukalete kati. You know? It's surprising, but I realized that you never forget such things. Because now I cannot forget that everybody rejected that song.
And it hit a lot.
Yeah. And also I cannot forget the one station that actually welcomed it. And so after that, I guess the rest was just...
history.
Yeah.
So no kubira Lillian, no mugambo oli ku radio, oyina kyo owulidde.
Ateli, lujja kati nga otuyingidde campus first year. Kati ngamba bakyali bange okayimba kange baga. Genda eri naawe. Kikyonyi. Naye weteekawo nnyo, lwaki weesibira? I swear, it's my song.
Nchikayi tuyimbiremu.
Nenkayimbamu nenga naffe tusobola okukayimba nti tukawulira bulijjo wano okukam.
Jjukira ebya studio, ebya computer si bye bimu ne bino.
Thank you.
Ne bakugoba.
Nengamba, kale, mukyalaba. Yekita.
Nga ng'ogamba nina oba proving, let me shoot a video. Right?
Video naisi birowooza nako. The truth is, me, I was just going with the wave. I really did not know. I was just having fun. I just loved to do the music. I was just happy that people were, you know, listening to the song and appreciating it. I was happy about that. Your mom? I mean, my mom did not really pick or get to know what was really going on until the video dropped. So Eddie is the one that called me up and said, Katino call a video. I didn't even know where to begin from to do a video. And he told me, you don't worry, you just come. You just buy some clothes and come.
Tasabye sente?
No. Nakoma kusasula gundi, the studio. Because he knew I didn't even really have that money. And my parents, they were like, you can do what you want, but they were not going to like give me money for it. They looked at it like how you do.
We want you to stick to gospel. NC.
No, they just assumed that. Like how kids do their things. You could be playing soccer, you could be you're doing music, so it was up to me. They would also just keep getting surprised. So of course, once we did the video and it dropped, that's when now that thing changed. That you know, like people call my friends and say, "Yo, we're seeing someone that looks like this guy on TV," and the song went far and wide. At the time, being on East Africa TV was like the biggest deal. It was at Communications House.
Wait, Communications House 31.
Yes.
Was it at night? It was at night, right? Mwali nanga ensi yona yona ne yebaka. Ne mwejega. Mutya cameras.
Video not what you call it out. Well, what I used to do, I always had the support of my friends. I would just, as campus, I just call my birthdays. I say we go for a video shoot.
Kati bana bali bakuzalawa.
It was an adventure. It was an adventure. You know, it was an adventure for me because everything was new. Everything was an experience. I didn't really. So also for my friends, it was an adventure. And so we shot the video. It was fun. It was a nice experience.
Obugoye mwali mupujjeho. Njukira Lilian yali so innocent. Mweyimbira byammwe.
Teyimbira byaffe njukira ku makya nnyo nakeera nga ngenda ku oba Mabirizi nagulawo essaati ku Mabirizi ne bagitunda $5,000. Nengamba blood. Essaati $5,000 nga mingi egyo. Ezo ennaku ezo. You know? Kwa eri angamba genda ofune engoye ezirimu amagezi. But I just, you know, that was then.
So wasn't it too stressing shooting a video?
Not really.
Temwakyusa nnyo scenes.
No, and I was so.
Ne muyimba ne mutambula.
Which mukyali kipya. And remember, I think stress comes later. At the time, I wasn't aiming at anything. I had no pressure. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I didn't care. Overheat, overheat, sali kwebyo. I was just having fun. We're shooting a video, it's fun. Over it's a hit, over it's not a hit. I wasn't even thinking about that. So there was zero pressure. Yes. Zero pressure, zero expectation. So, what we call it, what we call it, campus is someone in the Marisa, normally. You know?
So, Katolimba ne lukutwalawa. Olwo wali olabanga ekyokusaaga.
Surprisingly, of course, now the song went everywhere. Now that the video was out, people could now start recognizing me.
Ngaba kuba kayimba ako ku TV.
I know. Bantu demu taxi abantu basonga menga lobichi. Now things started changing quickly.
Ngatafuna mu bino ebya star.
Kati ngantandika okuba uncomfortable kati ngabantambula abantu basonga mu. I didn't know that. I didn't expect that. I didn't think through that. So things became a bit complex, you know. Then, of course, a pleasant surprise, which I never thought about, was now people calling me to perform, and then they would pay me. So I called it, I was like, yo, don't mind you a guy in the bagalo kusasula mubayimbire.
Orogamba an AD. Obogamba mikwano gyo ku campus.
Number AD. Don't mind a guy bagala kusasula mubayimbire.
Oro contact yo bali bagifunye oba
they would go through AD.
Okay.
Steve. So he would, for him, of course, he would laugh at me and say, hey, what did you think this was about? So I sat down, my mindset started changing a bit. At that point, Eddie Nambo said, oyina wimba bulala oba oyina kamukoka. Nga yina wimba bungi. Agamba leta.
Nenga bwaliyo.
Bwaliyo. Katakayimba kokubiri. So before we even go far, I think this is where I now explain how Lilian we are talking okuva mu kifaananyi a bit. Promotion time. After doing the radio, after I've dropped the video. Interviews. Interviews. Lilian, she can make it. She can come. So she wasn't flexible. So I'm missing her interviews almost on now. And then our first performance, I remember, was at Club Silk Campus Night with DJ Bobby. That's the one she made. She came. But it was late. You know, it be a club. Some way yo.
I
remember.
More club.
Yes.
Wow.
So, but of course now I realized, and it's understandable. It's going to be hard for her to keep that up. So the parents were very
protective?
Yeah, very protective. I mean, she's a girl, and I guess if I was a girl, I doubt my parents would have let me go either. I highly doubt.
I think
because I can see her. True.
That is the most challenging period.
Because there, I think we're like, what, 18, 19 there. Yeah, I didn't.
Imagine performing a Mami Woni Daddy Bali Abakola.
Exactly.
So fungula katete yako ndawe.
Katika sola ngolawa te sola. So that was the only time we ever performed the song together, basically. Yeah, it was a good vibe. Everyone told me, you know what, this is a very nice song. It's going to work. At the time, I didn't know what you mean it's going to work. But as the year went on and I could just see the song everywhere, I realized what they meant.
So when your mom saw it,
Of
reaction?
course, my mom, once she saw it on TV,
Walicho mugambye nti mami nkoze video.
Chukira yantumye ku campus kusoma. Yechabuza, you know, how was this semester? You know, how did it go? That was her concern. You know, how are books going? Binonga just any other business. The only things that maybe her friends are the ones who watch TV and be like, it was a double-edged sword. So I think my mom's experience with it was not good because I take at by the time Eddie told me to do the second song, which was in Subiza, we were now having, I think, Palm Awards. We were doing the Palm Awards activations. That's when we released in Subiza. And I think the point where my mom paid attention was when I won the Palm Award for that year. Yes, for Best R&B Song. I think that is where, yes, now the attention was there because that was like major, you know, how Palm Award was. And at that point now, I also realized that, okay, this is going somewhere, you know. And of course, after getting the Palm Award, then that year I also got MTV-based Mama nomination for Listener's Choice for that same song. That one, then got Kisima nomination. So, awards on the very first song. Yeah, Jukinanezo activations, activities. So by the time we did the next song alone, and dropped it in Subiza, which also did very, very well. So our things were now very different from, they changed so much from like 6 months or a year back. Things were so different. And then my mom, of course, was affected negative because now Jukideza naku tabloids. Tabloids, I was kutandise, toba mawulide, red pepper, katingevyo. Those are the things that used to make my mom call. Say, what is this? You know what? And I used to try to explain, like, yo, I'm not in control of this, and these aren't facts. And unfortunately, sinangeri jenso boloku, sinasi solo bakola.
What about kuandika coach?
So many different things. I mean, nalimu read paper so many times for so many things.
And bad ones.
Yeah, I can't even keep. Neda. So, and it stressed me out, I remember. I lost weight, I was always stressed. I even started drinking too much. I was just, you know, the pressure. You know, when your mom calls you, almost maziga, you know, because of course, society, you know. And I wasn't yet, I was still young, too young to understand just because someone says something about you doesn't mean it's a fact. Nti enkoko bw'ogiyita ente tejja fuuka nte esigala nkoko. Embwa esigala embwa ne bw'ogiyita embuzi. So I had not matured psychologically enough to understand that. So it took its toll on me so much actually in the early days.
Are you first year still?
Yeah, first year.
Where is your dad in all this?
At a distance.
Let him enjoy his years.
No, he had no opinion. His opinion also was on books. That was his concern. How's campus going? How are books going? How are you? That was his concern. Understandably. So this was, he just saw it as extracurricular. Just at the stage he will outgrow it or something. Like how you see people play games or soccer or whatever. So his concern was academics and that's it. Whatever else I did in my free time, that was up to me.
And I you know, you better can go come do performances, for interviews, media tours. Are you affecting your classes?
I mean, the good thing is even my lecturers, it's not like they were blind to what's happening. They knew me, they used to watch me on TV. They never really released, because I used to do evening courses, not day. So it would give me a lot of time during the day from 5 sanga 11 wa saa 10 zitandika lectures zigwa saa 4 ogw'ekiro, meaning I have time kumakya the whole day up to saa 11.
Olwo nga tokyava mu studios obeera ozeetalamu?
11 kutuuka saa 3 ni mu class. Yabawo club promotions what 4, 5, 6, 7 ekiro bansolo zikola. So the only times when nali nyina okwogera no lecture maybe nga nyina traveling out of the country, because as things evolved quickly, then find out you have to go Kigali, go Kenya, go UK,
performances.
Yeah, kati nga ogamba lecturer, you know, I used to talk to them, because also the good thing with evening classes, bamanyi nti abantu abaki who are working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Allan Tonix, let's take another break. Kansuubiza sikajjukira bulungi naye ndowooza bona akayimba nja kategeera. Okay, katuwummulemu katono tukyagenda maaso. Tabaawo.
Get the KFC Streetwise 2 at 30% off. Only pay 10,850 Uganda shillings. Order Glovo. We deliver in minutes.
Anzibango nali wanika.
Owaye mwanyina. Kati ono bakuweka. Atono nakulera.
Mukama nayamba.
Ate mukama nayamba ati. Gwese obadde akubira simu nga tokwata. Kumba oli ano bakuleze.
Kunjagazaaki. Wanoba ngo sina waka. Kakati nafuna waka leka bandere.
Mukama nayamba health drink. Kyekyokunywa ekyeddekende ekinywebwa buli omu. Kisogolebwa mu mulondo, mukuzanume, buttergrass, albine, omuzabibu, rose flower, artemisia, omubisi gw'enjuki n'entangawuzi. Kisange mu maduuka ne supermarket mu ggwanga. Ekyokunywa Mukama nayamba kyatongosebwa aba UNBS. Omusuubuzi n'akeetaaze kuba ku ssimu.
Introducing new Ariel, improved to give Ugandans more foam. Ariel removes tough stains better in one wash. 3 Ariel 37 grams now available for 1,000 shillings only.
This new year, we're about to take things to the next level.
Things are about to get cray-cray.
Whoa, okay.
And that's important because...
When you upgrade your package, DSTV will step you up to the next highest package.
That's a lot.
Step up to more of the quality sport, movies, series, local, and kid shows. Upgrade your DSTV package and get stepped up to the next highest package.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we are not going to leave anything on our plates, because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Lord, you seem so far away.
Dear brothers and sisters in the Lord, we want to thank God so much over this COVID season. Some of us have lost hope.
Because of politics, hope is gone. Because of this lockdown, because of your business is not doing well.
But I don't know what to say, and I don't know where to start.
I want to encourage you this time that the Lord is the Lord of hope.
Always to have your eyes focused onto God.
I will sing, yes.
So I want to invite you, friends, to join us always on any TV every Sunday at All Saints Cathedral here. We worship from 10 to 11. Please do join us.
I will pray.
comeback?
Yeah, this is my new single, which I dropped like, what, 3 days ago or something? Yeah.
Okay, tell enough na video.
Yeah.
Okay. Ojja tutubulirako more about it.
True.
So, okay, today, Kali, the next hit, how do you plan yourself? I mean, set yourself. Bagamba kakirabika kino nkiyingidde, biri ebyokusaga biweddewo, music actually mulimu akasente.
That's true.
Beera nange yakolera too much money?
I didn't make anything from Beera Nange.
But you said bantu bakubiranga for performances.
Yeah, but I never, first of all, the first issue was people didn't know how to get in touch with me.
At AD?
Yeah, AD also, his initial strategy was, I remember, I don't know if it helped or if it didn't, he said I wasn't supposed to do shows for that whole, yasooka kunzira kushagamba togenda kukola show, togenda kuyimba wantu wonna.
Why?
I don't know. Remember, I just used to say yes.
Bakutwala butwazi.
I think maybe it was a branding thing, also not to be too common, too early, everywhere. And I think it could have, I think it probably was a good idea. Because, you know, doing a hit song is easy. Making a brand is hard. And maybe those are some of the decisions where at the time they don't seem, there are some decisions that can be hard. So I was in a situation where, because I'm still a student in Chaliku campus, it's not like I have rent or bills or what. I could afford to have a hit song and not perform anywhere, which is what happened. So Beera Nange for like that whole year, I had very, very, very few performances, if at all. Nathan performing the second song, Nsuubiza, has come out. That's when AD said, okay.
Go wake wandikira nokatwala AD.
Yeah, Nsuubiza was also self-written, nekatwalira AD. Era nagendayo n'engoma, era n'azigoba.
Tewayiga ogwasooka.
Anyway, engoma zaali zinyamba to write, because I used to start from the guitar, write something, then ngenda ku computer nenkolayo a track, then write more, develop from that, then tugenda mu studio. So kati nga bwe tugenda tukira mu studio weda nyina structure ya yolimo engeri gye tulina okubaamu ne dynamics. Kati nga n'engoma newankubadde agikuba era agiwulizaamu n'alaba kiki mbadde ndowooza muli idea yange obutagi ignoring kati ye n'agattirawo n'akola something
better.
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired Nsuubiza? When are you girl? Akakusumbua?
Campus ngeri alimu inspiration nyingi.
Sibiwulidde.
I mean, I can't say, campus is always, as anyone knows, university days are very experimental and very explorative. You explore a lot. But I think Nsuubiza and Beera Nange, those are songs that were almost written at, in the same mungeri yemu. That's why you see even their styles, tezawukana. Where I started getting, now songs that were written after Beera Nange had been released already, whereby I was already sort of in the industry. Those were now songs like Yenze, That Girl, Swag Meter. Yes, so those were songs that Zenawandi Kanga already at campus. Already I'm relatively a star in a way. And you can tell even the switch, That Girl, it was very urban. Much as bali batugambe urban tetulina mukola, but I had gained like a bit of confidence. So mukola nakola ki? N'atambula. Era yatambula. Yeah, I mean between there was a lot of, because I remember Suna then Omulangira Suna naye yali akolera wa AD. Namugamba tukole collab, then we did January to December, which also went to #1, I remember.
Okay. Wanokola Nsuubiza, demand yali etandise okujja. Nga banno bakuwaga.
Kubanga Okola Nsuubiza, AD eyagamba nti it's time to do another song. If you have any, bring and later, and we did it. And at that time, I think it was a bit, now it was easier. Kati bali abasooka okugoba ennyimba zaffe. This time they received, they received, straight up. And still, yeah, Nsuubiza also did very well. And then, of course, then Yenze did very well, and actually, Kati Yenze, kubanga it had Swahili. It opened up.
Akwagala
yani, yenze takulimbe yani, nasi utani. So that opened up East Africa now. Start getting attention, calls from Tanzania, from Rwanda, from Kenya.
Utonafuna manager, oba AD yakolanga manager.
AD yakolanga manager as if, but he put me in touch with someone else to help also a bit because remember na yali muyimbi. He has his career, he's going to Yimba. He has a studio he's running.
Where are going?
I know he's in the UK right now, in London, doing his thing as a sound engineer, because he's a professional sound engineer, qualified. Yeah, but I've been seeing they're working on some new stuff, so I'm really anxious to see what they're going to come up. They always surprise us, so let's see.
Okay, so Nsubiza yakolera sente, obeera okyali ku kiri?
Now, Nsubiza, yeah, by Nsubiza, I started doing performances, and yeah, so we'll go
Ngeri bad press olutandisa ogimanyira obeera ekyakulya.
Bad press, yeah, the main thing with bad press I think really it was the family. As an individual, I didn't really care. I didn't really care because I knew the truth. But the problem is that the other people did not know the truth. Your family, your friends, they don't know. They just see what they see, and that's what there's no chance and that's it. So yeah, it took its toll on me.
Somehow stopping okubeera free eri abantu mikwano gyo.
It took a while.
Weewala okukuba ebifaananyi.
Andi bali bakubanga tutegedde nategeera. I think kyantwalira ebbanga okumanya okutegeera nti kati oli serebu olina okuba careful with everything you do can be misinterpreted. Tosobola kukola bintu nga muntu wa bulijjo. Tikyokola basobola okifuula ne bakikyusa. Nali sinategeera ekintu ekyo. Nze nga ndi free nnyo, I go to the club with my friends, if I'm with a bunch, whether they're girls, whether they're what, we'll dance, have fun, like a party. But then, you'll find a bakuba. Take a story.
Yeah, a story. It doesn't matter what That's evidence.
That is evidence. The picture might not show exactly what the story says, but at least it proves that you were there.
And you know this person?
Yes.
Which one was the most scandalous or the one that broke you the most?
I think story Judith Hard, I think. Why? Because Nadimu meeting the first of all entertainment circles. She was a socialite, we used to meet at events. At that time, I think when I'm sick, and I didn't turn to call on the Talent 256, which is today's Talent Africa with Alibi. And also, I was friends with the people that used to own Club Rouge at the time, so I used to hang out there a lot. And we had now mutual friends, so inevitably. And anyway, and also she used to like hanging around with the artists. Most of the artists were her friends, from the Camilles to Pinos or whoever. Only that maybe there lingo muntu omupya mu industry katinga eriso liri yes, so I mean my mom nga better stress kama naye abakazi bangi oyo mufumbo lwaki nga mama kati abakazi kimanyi bangi ate tubalina naye kati abo tebabamanyi tebabasobola abo tebasobola bawandiikako kubanga they are just thank you balina onoonya ekigendo teekawo embeera ate there's nothing and I can't waste my time like so it was crazy in that sense. At the end of the day, you have to live your life. Yeah.
Okay. So no time to go hate after hate.
Yeah, hate after hate, and now as I got more busy, I see fun already.
Busy with what? With music.
Yeah, music, school. Kadinga si chabi fake ya tabloids. Ngaba bifako nya batero bindetira maybe like friends and acquaintances. Wali abakusindika ka message. Kana wakalabi?
Ntina kalabi. But
we
move.
Yeah, we move. I tell what they're gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish, it took it for a good time Chantawanya knew. If I knew then what I know now, it wouldn't have bothered me at all,
Omanye bintu ebimu bijja kukugumya
That's
to
true.
make you stronger.
I think is ennaku jukira social media teyali nnyo nga bweri kati.
Wawona.
Naye the issue with tabloids, print paper, is that abantu abakulu abakadde baali babisoma nnyo. Ndi kati osobola oteeka ekintu ku social media, it will never reach my mom or my dad or other people that I respect, and they won't be there on social media looking at bloggers things. But newspapers, thank you. Naye newspapers jukira nga bagagulira ddala mawulire. N'ataaligula jaddira baawo nga liri hanged at the shop ono si gundi.
Ne bano ba vendors. Oli mu motoka yo otambula ogenda kulaba akafaananyi ka Tonix.
So
Headline nene nnyo.
Nga tokiwona. So in that way it was almost worse than social media in that the people that it really bothered and caused issues with bali batera okusomera ebintu kati ngate ku campus, yes, babisoma but tebabifaako nnyo. Unlike today now, I mean, it's social media, you know.
Okay. So kayimba kawo mu biseera ebyo akasinga kaali kyakasinga okukolera sente. And simanyi kubanga they will keep accumulating. So nti when natera, before you took a break, when natera, anyway, by the time I did like the collab with yeah, that was January to December. By the time I did that, I won those sente bwe zatandika okulabikira ddala. Yeah, kubanga awo enyima ng'owezaamuko osobola okukuba kasho, unlike when you still had just one song or two. And then of course when we added on Rescue Me with Radio and Weasel, yeah, that was kati awo osobola okukola. Rescue Me again ati. Your love is like choo-choo, somebody rescue me. Don't go be there, no me don't damn thing, my sweet lady. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Ani kumwena yakola initiating the collab. Radio. Yes, yali. Yeah, sooner it was sooner. At the time, of course, you had to talk to AD. But now, with Suna, I talked to AD and AD gave us a go-ahead, but AD didn't produce the song. Kubanga juke Suna, na yali akoze at that same period, yali producing Zenaku Data, Neba Mose. So it was So it was a good producer. So we actually produced January to December together with Suna at his studio. And then through working with Suna and also meeting at the various events and awards, I had become friends with Radio and Weasel and Jeff at the time. So we used to hang out a lot. So it was a no-brainer that sooner or later, we had to do a jam. It was one of those things which were not exactly planned or, you know, while you were by Washington, we said, why not? So we did the song. So studio? Because we used to hang a lot. I remember the time under Rita at the beach. We used to do a lot of hangouts there. And then also, of course, in Entebbe Road, passing Yanama, which is where they used to stay. And that's where the studio was. So one of those days when we were hanging out there, we did the song. I think it was, and you call lyrics, radio? Yes. It was you know, it was written on the spot. Radio already had started some stuff. Then I added some things, adding some of my things. And then, of course, Weasel do his thing. It was an amazing project. And it was always so much fun working with the boys. And, of course, Singa, those who have worked with him know that radio is very giving. Your point of view, your angle. So that's yeah. So it was also a learning experience for me. Campus? Yeah, campus. But he told you never big artists. True. Those who kusomeronga toche yolezango. No kunaza kunaza. Nali mu hostel for first sem. After first year, first sem, nabaye hostel. No doubt. Waka. No pangisa.
Yeah.
Jebali.
Pressure yali nyingi. And kukosinga abantu ba people just show up there looking for it became too intrusive and inconvenient
to your colleagues in the room.
Yeah, so I just had to do it like that. When I met Mose, he pushed me a lot. He said, "Man, you're my young brother, but you have to get independence. Buy yo, jida."
Now when we waga.
I remember even when we did the housewarming, he was there. Came through with the guys.
Housewarming, yali nyumba.
You celebrate leaving
independence.
Home. Yeah, independence, so to say.
Housewarming eba nyumba yo.
Yonna. So
no itabasita bangi ne mubeerawo.
Bachali bange. But
it was another story, right?
Yeah, when I think about it, yeah, he was really part of a lot of things, from me moving out my own house to my graduation, also used to come through. Some of the things we forget. Now that I look back, it was really part of a lot of my milestones along the way.
Okay, so otwala otya break?
Yeah, kati break ejamu two facets. Management generally nkola naye at the time. Twafunamu okuchankalana. I would rather not say.
Okay.
Yeah, I would rather not say, because I believe in forgiveness and moving on. And whoever the management was at the time, later on, acknowledged his mistakes and apologized. And when Sonyiwa, I forgive and move on and forget. So I'd rather not say. And apart from that, of course, at the time, my personal, issues and stuff. So there was a lot going on.
If your sister will be around that time?
Yeah, still. And because remember, this is someone that by the time they passed away, they had been seriously ill for the past couple of years, So it wasn't a one-time thing. It's something you've been struggling with for quite a while, in silence, And so, yeah, it was really a time for me to reflect a lot. I never used to tell anyone what was up. Maybe my immediate family would know.
Was it around enyimba zali nazonga?
I think,
hot. It was at one of your peaks.
Let me see, 2013, 14. Yes, because 2012, 13, 14, I think that's the time that girl, Swag Meter, were coming out. There are other songs I'm even forgetting.
Zali zimaze kufuluma?
Yeah, Zali zimaze kufuluma. Because now,
I have
we travel to campus.
I can take a break and nobody will notice.
We travel to campus. There was another phase there, leave alone the times of Palm Awards and what. There was another phase, because I was actually also nominated for Channel O Music Video Awards, where I remember I was nominated with Maurice Kiria, and we went there for the awards in Soweto. It was also an interesting experience, and that's the same period where Buzz events, I think, was coming up, and I was also getting a lot of those awards, best R&B song, best R&B artist, best. So there have been actually quite a number of awards. And then, of course, Namibia Music Awards down in Namibia. Yeah, Namibia, actually, videos are Swag Meter and that girl.
Swag Meter?
Yeah.
Swag Meter is which one?
I know man, I swagger. I know my coffee that I got a Swag Meter. We shot that video down south with that girl. Now it was called that South music video. So, and those two I remember dropped. Now, after that, I went back to producing my own songs. Jirakati, AD was no longer like management and what, and most of those projects, ADT Yali Azikola. That girl, you know that girl? That girl, yeah. The way she put it on me.
Madam Jukidera Red Rat.
You see? So that was self-produced.
Okuguse? mu byuma.
Yeah, got experience nfunye kati nga nsobola. So that girl I produced. I used to self-teach, but also learn quite a lot from AD, especially ebikwatagana n'oku processing n'oku recording amaloboozi. Naye AD kati yanga nkolera mixing and mastering. So that girl AD mixed and mastered. Then that's the time I started to do some Runyankore songs. So I...
Abanyankole bayimba.
Kyekyo byebibuuzo bye baali bambuuza. Engamba
nti obusungu obugyewo manyi waliwo ebintu music wa wano kyokola ne bw'oyimba ennyo oluzungu bagamba sooka okkirireko eno ewaffe abantu baagala nnyo ebyoluganda.
That's true. I think that's because anti oluganda lwe lulimi olwogerwa everywhere mu ggwanga ne bugenda Arua ne bugenda nga tukyali bato nga tuli mu primary people naye nga twasoma ne bassemmambo ne bakibirige. It's the one, the Baganda are everywhere in the country, and so the language is everywhere in the country. So it's the most widely spoken. If we talk about Mazima. Yeah. So.
Or you did it just to be proud of your own language?
Yeah, I wondered why. And people used to say it a lot. They say, "Na lwaki Juliana kanyomozi lwakiyimba lutoolo." Nange batandika kubimbuza. Na lwaki toyimba So I had never thought about it, frankly. It was not a decision generally caused consciously. I just never thought about it. So when they asked me, I said, but I can. They said, you can't. I said, I can.
Do it.
So I went and sang my song called Ninjendayona, self-produced. It was mixed, yeah. It was mixed and mastered by Benon at Swangs at the time. And it was a very, very successful project.
Lugenda luji.
Wanu kubire wano.
Kuba.
Kababishobire, lukuno nyowe kabenye karire, wena mwelu nyowe ntine na businje, amasko gampwire, nakurunda nakubona, nakureba shemeza, omutima gwanje gwaceceka, namanyango niwe, choreka tugenda n'omwirembo, nyowe ngugambire nshonga, nshonge yandeta, nshonge yomtindo. I wanna be part of your life, I wanna make you my wife. Ninyenda kushwere nkutwara muwazire, niwe ninya baby, niwe wanje, nanye njo wawe.
Mu club Zembarra.
No, it was yeah, it was a very, very appreciated and loved song. So when I started producing it in Yimba, and I called all on producing it also to Chekole. Exactly, yeah. And then I did Itano, another Runyankore song, which was also massively, I think that one was a song, Diterwale Nyo, Walimuka Aban Nazif, so Rafuna reception everywhere, from Barara to Arua to...
I heard those are Runyankore wakola nyo saint.
Yeah, because they were targeted, you know, so, and you know, they had very underrepresented, honestly. They were underrepresented.
Umuntu wabavayo to do music, somehow they disappear.
Yeah, that's true. So I think it was very good, and I think that's Ndude Bawayo.
Wabakolera bubirye?
Yeah. Njabongera kati 2021.
So sabbatical wajimala mu banka?
15, 16, 17, like 3 years. 2015, 2016, 2017.
That is too much for a musician to disappear.
True. But we're back and we're here.
Nenga waliyo mulyo manyiti ngenda kudda. Oba agambe chiddako chiddeko.
Honestly, I was so mentally, there was just so much stuff going on. And Olusi, it's very easy to remember that, and I learned that very much, that your fans are not your friends.
They're just your fans.
Yeah, your fans are not your friends.
They
your fans are not
only know
your
you when
family.
they see you.
Thank you. At the end of the day, you have to have your life. Towards the end of his life, may he reap Mose, we used to have those one-on-ones a lot at his house by the fireplace. He had become so deep. We used to talk about very deep things. And
break.
And I'm saying towards the end of, yeah. We used to talk about deep things, which we never used to talk about back, because back then, yali okuyimba, you know, play some music, drink some alcohol, dance, do some vibes. But now I realize that engagement to cheating yali changes. We used to talk a lot about real personal things, you know, about friendship, about betrayal, about loyalty, things like that. And I realized his mindset was in the same mindset I was in, where you start to realize and say, okay, you know what, at the end of the day, fans are not your friends, they're your fans. You need to, you can go into depression sometimes because, and it happens to a lot of, you know, entertainers. They just die quietly, suffer silently, like I did.
So nature had something to do with?
I mean, yeah, a lot of things. You know, when you're taking a break for your own reasons, and the fans don't know that. There's a lot of pressure, and there's a what, and then you're so bothered by. Also, at some point, the ability, like MwasuzeMutya, to not be so bothered by what
others say.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and maturity. But I'm glad that I went through that. And at the same time, it's a double-edged sword, because at the same time, it's your fans that have been there for you, have made you what you are. So it's like a coin. You know, ludda, no ludda.
Okay. So, wali uwe waka?
Yes.
Wali wadai wa mama?
No. Nali wange. But I also spent a lot of time there.
Mukama n'ayamba health drink kyekyokunywa eky'eddekende kyatongozebwa aba UNBS kisange mu maduuka ne mu supermarket mu ggwanga lyonna akyetaaze kuba ku namba z'essimu zino.
Get Teju now available in all supermarkets and dukas. Teju fruit juice and concentrate are products of Soroti Fruits Limited. Teju, the real fruit experience.
Located at Chebando along Gaza Road. For details, call us on 0759 953041.